What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Blue J Tay, and I am back again with another one, man. What can go wrong? I feel like one of the things that holds so many people back in life in terms of trying something new is the what if. What if I fail? What if I don't get the results that I want? What if things just go completely wrong? But I'm here to tell you today that it doesn't matter what you decide to do. At some point in your life, when you're building or you're trying to put certain pieces together to reach a certain point of success, you will feel or you will experience some form of failure, no matter who you are. The people that we see that are most successful in this world all have their backstories, and each and every last one of them had some form of doubt at some point during their journey. And this doubt either motivates you to keep going or it pushes a lot of people into quitting. But all quitting does is leave you with this form of regret, leave you with this thought of what if I did continue? What if I did try a little harder to see results and not give up so easily? So I say that to say that right now, you need to get it through your head that you will fail. The more comfortable and the more okay you are with failing at some point, the easier it'll be for you to overcome it. And even with myself, I've gotten to the point with myself where I'm just content with any form of failure because I understand that on the other side of failure is success. If you are failing right now today, it is only up from here. Things can get nothing but better. And oftentimes we don't realize this, we don't take this into consideration because we're so consumed by that thought of feeling like we failed or not getting the results that we wanted that we're letting it get the best of us. So if you've been having this idea in your mind, whether you want to change your career or just try something new, I really want you to ask yourself what could possibly go wrong. The worst that could happen is you fail. And we all know that with failure comes experience. And with that learning experience that you get, you can capitalize off of and learn from so that the next time you're in that position, you know not to make that same mistake. It all boils down to how persistent you are. How many times you're able to get knocked down and get right back up and keep going. Keep going with that same form of enthusiasm as the previous day. There's only so much that can go wrong when you're trying something new. And one thing that really helps me in terms of gaining the confidence to go out and do something new is the fact that you really don't know the possibilities that can come with it. It can be something that completely changes the course of your entire life. If you just gain the courage, if you just get up and do the things that you've been hesitant on, just picture and imagine everything that you may want out of life all come to life simply because you decided to take that chance or you decided to take that risk. You can't be afraid to take a risk in life because in order to gain everything, you have to first lose some things. You have to give in order to receive. But not knowing how things will turn out is just that chance that you will have to take. But if you do enough research, if you gain enough knowledge on whatever it is that you want to do, it'll make you a lot more confident in actually going out and pursuing it. Do not just jump and dive into anything without knowing the ins and outs about it. You have to educate yourself, and you educate yourself because you want to put yourself in the best position possible to maximize your results. The results you're going to get are a reflection of the work that you put in, as simple as that. The more time you're willing to sacrifice, the more you're willing to do the hard work that a lot of people try to avoid, the more likely you are to be successful. But really just ask yourself, what can go wrong? Because in my head, according to my logic, it's only two things. You can only succeed or fail. And with me, that's a 50-50 shot. So anything that I want to do in life, I like those odds, so I'll get up and go do it. You have a pretty good chance of succeeding. Really just take that into account. I feel like oftentimes people get so discouraged because success seems so far away. But if you sit down and ask yourself and put things together, it really just boils down to a 50-50 shot half of the time. You can either fail or you can either win. So if I have something on my conscience that I've been hesitant on doing, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do it simply because I'm okay with those numbers. I'm content with myself enough, and I understand that, I can only be better in my life if I succeed, and if I fail, it's a learning experience. And I'm okay with failing because I'm content with learning. But the last thing that you want to be is that person that lives with regrets, because all regrets do is eat you up. They sit on your mind up until the day that you pass, and they just hinder everything that you have going on in your life. You have these constant thoughts and these constant reminders of things that you should have done or things that you should have tried. And I personally witnessed this happen to somebody firsthand, and I've seen how it can eat you up. I've seen how you can become jealous of the people younger than you that are actually going out and pursuing things, and you know that you had your shot, but you just didn't do what you needed to do. Don't be that person that lives with regrets. Don't be that person that doesn't allow, the next person to go out and reach certain points in their life because you may be jealous or you didn't get that shot. You should want to see everyone around you win. You should want to see people do better than you. You should want to see your family or your friends go out and do the things that you couldn't do. Not envy them in a sense. But I feel like one thing that stops so many people from going out and taking that chance is just thinking too far ahead. And for so long, this was my problem because growing up my entire life, I always liked to have things on schedule. They had to be aligned with the day that I set out for myself, or I was just going to become overwhelmed and probably not want to do anything, right? So what this did to me, thinking too far ahead put me in a headspace to just become overwhelmed. I made a video on that recently. When you try to do a little bit of everything, you end up doing a little bit of nothing. If you put too much on your plate, too much for yourself to consume and digest, there's not going to be any way that you'll be able to get any of those things done. Take your time. Don't think too far ahead. Focus on today because tomorrow has its own problems. Focus on right now. Don't worry about the resources that you don't have and you feel like you need. Just focus on what you do have and use that to your best advantage. There's stress that comes with thinking too far ahead. There's baggage that comes with thinking too far ahead. Because in reality, we do not know what the future holds. And that's why it's stressful. We cannot predict, we cannot get a sense of what's to come because we do not know. Each day is unpredictable. Now we can make our educated guesses based on patterns, but in reality, you just have to go with the flow and see what comes with it. But if you don't take that chance and bet on your life, somebody else will. If you do not get up right now and do the things necessary in order for you to get to that next level, at some point, somebody else is going to make that decision and they're going to take your spot. So just ask yourself, are you okay with being replaced? Just ask yourself, are you okay with letting all your dreams and hopes for the future just fade away simply because you didn't have the courage and the confidence to just start whatever it is that you believe you are capable of, right? Because me personally, I'm not willing to take that chance. I will fail 100 times before I not try and do 100 different things that I wanted to do with myself. You got to be able to do that. You got to be able to go through those hard times. Yes, we know it's hard to cope and deal with this idea of failure, but that's why you have to be mentally strong. That's why you have to be in a completely different headspace and don't view a loss as a loss. View it as a lesson because you learn from lessons. Our experiences is where we gain our wisdom, and all of these things can help put you in a better position in the long run. You just have to view it that way. But only so much can go wrong with you taking that chance. Only so much can go wrong with you betting on yourself. And what a lot of people are afraid to do, I feel like, is network. For the longest time for me, I just didn't like to get people involved in potential failures that I may experience because I didn't want to burden others. But you have to think about it like this. If you reach out to somebody, let's say you're networking, and it doesn't go the way that you want it to, not only is that a learning experience for you, that person that you are networking with also experienced that same form of loss, something that they can learn from. And this is how you build rapport, because you're going through things together. You're building up chemistry. You're building that history. So next time when you're put in that same exact position, it's going to be like, all right, we went through the last thing. We know how it feels to fail. We know how we reacted to it. This time we got to level up. This time we got to actually see results. You got to have that type of mindset. You have to see it through. I know right now the end goal might seem far away, but you never know how many steps you are away from success. Each and every day is a new opportunity to go make something happen. And the day that you decide to quit, the day that you just decide to give up, you could be one step away from everything that you wanted. And that's one of the main reasons why when I set my mind on something, it's very hard for me to stop. It's very hard for me to lose my sight of the end goal and just completely get discouraged and quit, because you just never know. So why not keep going? Why not continue to learn from your mistakes? Why not continue to learn and build these experiences so that you can share, with your kids, or, with your friends or your family in the long run, so that they can learn and that they could build from? Because that's what it's all about. This is why we speak to our grandparents and we ask them questions on certain things that they may have went through in their life, because they have the wisdom, they have those experiences that we have not yet went through. And we go to them so that we can learn based on their mistakes. What did you do wrong? How did you overcome it? Okay, I've seen how they did it. Now I'm going to take that into account when I'm making my moves, so that I can get further and not repeat those same patterns. But it all starts with you. So if you got something on your plate right now, anything that you've been wanting to do, like I said, just ask yourself, what could possibly go wrong? Either you succeed or you fail. If you got to sacrifice some time, sacrifice that time. It'll be worth it in the long run. But either way, you have a good chance of succeeding. But if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you so much. It's your boy Blue Jay Tay. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.